Philosopher's Stone is the simplest Harry Potter book. A dark wizard tries to steal a magic stone. An 11-year-old stops him. Good wins. That is not what happened. I went back through every chapter of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone after the plot holes trend blew up this week. What I found was not the plot holes everyone is talking about. The missing timeline, the Fidelius charm, the wand pricing, those are real, but they are not the ones that change how you read the entire book. The ones I found are darker, because they are not about logic errors. They are about moments where everyone in the story was wrong about everything, all at once, and the consequences nearly ended the series in Chapter 11. But before I give you all 5, there is one I need you to hold on to until the end. There is a moment in this book where the character every single person in the story believes is the villain is the only person keeping Harry Potter alive. And in that exact same moment, the character everyone cheers for as Harry's savior almost kills him instead. Same scene, same chapter. One person protecting Harry while being blamed for attacking him. One person attacking Harry while being celebrated for saving him. I will prove it. Chapter and page. But the other 4 come first. Quirrell built his own obstacle. When Dumbledore decided to hide the Philosopher's Stone at Hogwarts, he asked every teacher to contribute one protective enchantment. The idea was a layered defense, each obstacle requiring a different kind of skill to get past. Sprout, Flitwick, McGonagall, Snape, Dumbledore himself, and Quirrell. Professor Quirinus Quirrell, the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, the man with Voldemort living on the back of his skull, was asked by Dumbledore to help protect the stone from Voldemort. He contributed a troll, his own obstacle. In a defense system he was simultaneously trying to break through. Quirrell knew exactly what his obstacle was because he built it. He walked past a troll he had already put to sleep before he placed it there. The entire first layer of the most sophisticated protection system in the wizarding world was built by the person it was designed to stop. This is not a small error. This means the stone was never protected from Quirrell. Not for a single day. Dumbledore built a door and handed the key to the burglar. And it gets worse, because of who gave Voldemort the second key. Hagrid. In the spring of 1992, Hagrid won a dragon egg in a card game at the Hogshead pub from a stranger in a hood whose face he never saw. In his excitement at finally having a dragon, Hagrid got drunk and answered every question the stranger asked, including how to get past the 3-headed dog guarding the trap door on the 3rd floor. The stranger was Quirrell, working for Voldemort. Who had given Hagrid the one thing Hagrid had wanted his entire life in exchange for the one piece of information Voldemort needed? But it does not stop there, because Hagrid was later caught with the illegal dragon, which discredited him and removed him from the situation entirely. The dragon egg was not a gift. It was a trap. Quirrell gave Hagrid something Hagrid would inevitably be caught with, knowing that Hagrid would lose all credibility the moment anyone found out. Hagrid gave Voldemort the key to the stone, kept the evidence of his own manipulation in his house, got arrested for it, and lost the ability to warn anyone about what had happened. Voldemort's plan did not require fighting Dumbledore. It required understanding Hagrid, and it worked perfectly. The first person who ever showed Harry Potter kindness was the same person who, without knowing it, almost handed Voldemort what he needed to come back. Only a small fraction of people watching this have subscribed to Potter Files. If you want every video we make about what the books actually say beneath the surface, subscribe now. We go deeper into the wizarding world than anyone else. Now, the one I promised you. Chapter 11. The Quidditch match against Slytherin. During the match, Harry's broomstick begins moving uncontrollably. Something is cursing it. Hagrid tells Hermione and Ron that only dark magic could make a broomstick behave that way. Hermione looks across the stands and sees Professor Snape staring directly at Harry, lips moving in a constant murmur. She concludes immediately that Snape is cursing the broom. She sets his robes on fire. Snape yelps and his concentration breaks. Harry regains control of his broom. The trio celebrate that Hermione saved Harry's life by stopping Snape. Here is what was actually happening. Quirrell was the one cursing the broom. He was doing it from across the stadium. Snape had already figured out that Quirrell was the threat. Snape was counter-cursing. He was staring at Harry and muttering under his breath because he was performing the only spell that was keeping Harry in the air. When Hermione set Snape's robes on fire, she did not stop an attack. She broke the counter-curse that was holding the attack back. Rowling confirms this in Chapter 17 when Quirrell tells Harry directly. She also makes one detail very clear in Chapter 11 that most people miss entirely. When Hermione runs across the stands to reach Snape, she knocks Professor Quirrell over in the process. She bumps into the actual attacker on her way to attack the defender. The moment of contact with Quirrell is what actually broke the broom curse, not setting Snape's robes on fire, which means Hermione saved Harry entirely by accident, by stumbling into the real attacker while trying to stop the wrong man. Snape spent the entire year being suspected of trying to murder Harry Potter while being the only teacher actively protecting him. He was counter-cursing during the Quidditch match. He was patrolling the corridors on Halloween to keep Quirrell away from the stone. He was the one who figured out Quirrell was behind it before anyone else did. He told no one because he could prove nothing. He saved Harry's life in Chapter 11 and got blamed for the attack he was stopping. That is not a plot hole. That is Rowling building the most complicated character in the series from the very first book. A man doing the right thing while everyone around him believes the opposite. Hermione Granger, the character the story presents as the smartest student at Hogwarts, got it completely wrong. And in getting it wrong, nearly killed the person she was trying to protect. Now the ending nobody talks about. At the close of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Dumbledore tells Harry that he and Nicolas Flamel have agreed to destroy the stone. He says it is the right thing to do. He says Flamel and his wife Perenelle have enough Elixir of Life to set their affairs in order. He says it will feel like going to sleep after a very, very long day. Nicolas Flamel was 665 years old. Perenelle was 658. They had spent over 6 centuries alive because of a stone they created themselves. They needed the Elixir of Life to survive. Without it, they had weeks. The stone was destroyed because Voldemort tried to steal it. Flamel and his wife paid the price. 2 people who had nothing to do with the conflict between Harry Potter and Voldemort, who had simply created something and lived long lives because of it, died because their creation became dangerous to someone else. The happy ending of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone is that Voldemort was stopped. The hidden ending is that 2 very old, very innocent people died quietly in Devon sometime in the following weeks. Not because of anything they chose, because of what someone else wanted. That is what the stone cost, and the book barely mentions it. The HBO Harry Potter series premieres Christmas Day 2026. Showrunner Francesca Gardiner, the Emmy Award-winning writer from Succession, director Mark Mylod, who directed Succession and Game of Thrones, producer David Heyman, who produced all 8 original Warner Brothers films, executive producer J.K. Rowling with full creative oversight. Season 1 is Philosopher's Stone. Every one of these moments is in that book. The question is whether the writers understand that the story Rowling told is not the one most people remember. Quirrell guarding what he was stealing, Hagrid handing over the key, Hermione nearly killing Harry while Snape kept him alive, and 2 600-year-old people dying because a conflict they had no part in reached their front door. That is Philosopher's Stone, not the simple one, the real one,